Hello everybody, this is Back Blast and welcome to Motorsport Manager, and this is the first time that I've shown you this game. It's been out a little while at the time of me making the video, and when it first came out there's a few little bugs in it, but they've released a patch and they've been sorted out, and it now seems to be playing very well, and I'm enjoying playing it actually. So let's tell you a little bit about it. So it's called Motorsport Manager. It's basically based around a management game of a Formula One team or a motor racing team. I don't think that they've got licenses for anything because they're not called Formula One. The circuits aren't called the same name as the normal circuits in the real world, and but they bear a striking resemblance to them, which is quite amusing. You start off and you can choose which level you want to start off. So you can start off in a top team, and there's in fact what I'll show you is let's go back to the main menu. So yeah, do you want to quit without saving first? Yeah. So from the main menu it gives you various options of what you can do. So a new career. There's 3 different championship levels. There's what's basically Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1. Although they're not called that. One's called something like European Formula, one's called Asian Formula, which is Asia Pacific Super Cup, which is what I'm doing at the moment, and then there's a World Championship. There are challenges, so it will give you a challenge of take the worst team from the bottom of the 3rd division to the top of the 1st division, that sort of thing, without getting sacked or something like that. And there are other things so you could do. You could just pick a single race and go for that. But as I said, I'm in the middle of a game, and I want to show you this as I'm playing it, so that you can see it as it happens, rather than me just talking you through what goes on and what you can do. So if you've played other management games, you'll understand the various premises that you get with these. So you'll have things like staff to look after. So for example, in a football game you might get trainers, you might get scouts, etc, as well as your players, of course, and you'd have to scout out new goalkeepers, new attackers. It's the same with this. You've got 2 drivers who will race the car at the weekend. You also have a 3rd driver who is a reserve, and as it happens they're all female, and I'd say this game predominantly female drivers. I would suggest. I don't know the exact figure, but it's certainly at least 50%, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Amy McLeod is my lead driver. She's my main driver over here, and she's doing very well. Shen Key is not as good a driver, as you can see from the stars, and in fact don't tell her, but I'm probably going to drop her at the end of the season. Don't tell her. She's only got like a couple of months left, 5 months left. Don't tell her. Angela is fine for a reserve driver. She's not great, but the problem is Amy costs $1 million. You know, she costs millions and millions a year. There are about 20 races, I think, at the moment in the season that I'm currently doing, and she obviously costs somewhere around $9 million for the season, which is a lot of money. Where it's nice to have Angela and Shen, who don't cost very much at all. But you've got your drivers, and you can have a look at your driver details, for example, and it goes into loads and loads and loads of stats and things like that. And don't worry about it. If you're interested in motor racing at all, I would recommend this game. I've really enjoyed playing it. There's very little about it that I'm against at the moment, and I'm really enjoying playing through it. But I'll go through the bits that may be negatives a little bit later. So what have we got here? This is all about my main driver, and it tells you how much she costs, and if I want to just sack her and get somebody else in, it'll cost me that much just to get rid of her. She's got another 17 months to go, and I'll keep her for 17 months, and she's doing well, and she gets a little bonus if she qualifies 10th or above. She gets a little bit of money, and again if she finishes above 10th, she gets a little bit of money. I could fire her, I could renew a contract, or I could compare her to other drivers that I might have scouted out. There are driver traits which she thinks she's ugly, which is probably not true. She's a born leader, so she's got extra stats for that, and she's also training for a pilot's license, which reduces her focus but increases her marketability, etc, etc. And it tells you all these things that she's good at. So she's fairly good across the board. which is good. And this is her race mechanic, so I'll come on to the mechanics in a bit, but she has a good mechanic, and she hasn't got much marketability, which is strange. Her morale sky high though, so we're doing well. She's doing fine. So how's she doing in the championship? Well, this is against her teammate, I think, because she hasn't qualified first in any race. I think she might have finished in these positions, so you can see we've actually done pretty bad. 12, 19, 12, 19, 15. And first, she did win her last race. We did pretty bad. Doha, somebody crashed into her. Phoenix, she crashed out of the race, and then in Vancouver, somebody crashed into her, and she fought back to 15. She fought back to 12. So we should have done better in these three. And at first, I think was better than we're shooting at. Really, we're probably around 3rd to 6th at the moment. And when you see the race, I'll go through that, and you can see form from the last few races. And she did. What have we done? Well, I don't know. She didn't do anything. I did the Asia Pacific. None of that actually. We did the. This is the team she was with. She was with Esprit in this championship, and she's done nothing, and then she's been promoted into a race team. It looks like she was probably the 3rd driver, so she's not had any races, although she's been signed to different teams. And now she's with me. 6 races, 1 podium, 1 win. Excellent. So if you look at my 2nd driver, right, so this is all complete nonsense, because she's qualified 20th in every race. You can see she finishes low down as well, so she's got lots of good stats, but she's not as good as Amy. So, and then we've got Angela, of course. So those are your drivers. So what else have we got? We've got the team. So this is the whole team. There's the drivers. This is me, Arthur Dent. Chose the name myself. Thank you very much. My lead designer is A. Bosco. We've only had her a year, but she's pretty good. D. White, again, he's a good engineer. Tom Woodbridge, not so great an engineer. And the guy who owns the race team is Mr. D. Luff, and we call him Sir, and he's very happy with the way that we're going. So at the beginning of the year, he asks you how well you think you're going to do, and the better you say you're going to do, the more money he gives you for achieving that. So if I say I'm going to come first in every race, he gives me millions if I come first in every race. If I say I'm going to come first in every race, he doesn't give me anything if I don't come first in a race. So if I say, I think I'll come like 10th, then I get an average amount of money, and it's easier to achieve. But you know, we're trying to get to the front in all our endeavours here. So top drivers, top mechanics, and it's costing money. So let's have a look at my finances. For example, I've been in the minus for quite a while, and it's this season. It's just wrecking me. And this is how much I've spent on car parts, how much I've spent on next year's car already, how much the drivers' wages are, and all this sort of thing. And I actually get a bit of money from my HQ, because we show people around the HQ. He gives me this much per race, and sponsors give me a little bit as well. I could change the budget for next year's car, so I could be spending more on that, but as it is, it's costing me money per race. So I really need sponsors' bonuses. So let's have a look at the sponsors. So we have all these sponsors. We have 6. These 3 give me bonuses if I achieve a certain level. So for example, ACUS, they give me money if I finish 6th or above. Now I'll go through this a little bit further on, but it's not exactly strictly true. Fixed payment sponsors just give me money per race. And you can see that at the bottom here it says 2 races, 1 race, 7 races. So there's only 1 more race where I've got these as a sponsor. So I will get other people coming along saying, hey, we'd like to sponsor you, and I get to choose from 3 others. So what else do I need to know? Well, we have an email page. So we get emails saying, oh, we've built the new front wing, and we have an HQ. So you can see the factory, and you can upgrade the factory, and you can build new bits. So I can upgrade some of the buildings. I've got loads of new buildings I can put in. Weather forecasting, scouting facility, telemetry center, and they all help. So it helps you get better gearboxes, better rear wings, better suspension, etc, etc. So we also have a scout. Here he is, Aaron Burgess, and he goes out and scouts these people and says, Zoe Sharp, she's brilliant, you want to sign her up, get her signed. And there you go, and that's basically the scouting thing. He's scouted everybody at the moment. We need a new scouting centre to get more info on other drivers. Right, and the last main one that I want to show you, I don't think there's anything else I want to show you in here. Drivers Team HQ. The last one I want to show you is car, because this is quite important. You spend quite a bit of time here. So I haven't got much money. I'm not gonna build any new bits, but I can build new bits if I wish. I can then fit the new bits to the car, and I can choose which car they go on, whether they go on to Amy's car or they go on to Shen's car, and I can also improve the bits that are on the cars. So let's just have a quick look at that, because this, you spend quite a lot of time in here. So the fit parts bit, in fact, can I go to design? It's not letting me design parts at the moment. I think it's because I've got no money. So fit parts, for example. Right, so here we have brakes, for example. Now, each car needs a set of brakes. Now this tells you the performance of the brakes. So I've got one at 434, which is a pretty good brake, and then I've got two at 383. So I will put this on my best car, and one of these two on my second car, which is what we've got. So Amy has got the best set of brakes, and then Shen has got the next set. And it's the same all the way down. Amy's got all the best parts on her car because she's a lot better driver, and I want her to win, which is paying off. Now, as you can see here, I've got these good front wing. It's at 355, so it's actually lower than my other wing that I've got. That's because I haven't improved it. I've built it. I haven't got it to its max potential yet. Also, it's not very reliable. You can see that if I put this on, there's a good chance it's going to break during the race. So that's no good. So as you can see, Amy's actually got the next best one on, and then Shen's got the one that I deem to be the third one. So why have we not got this wing on? What's the problem? So I won't take you down the rest, but you can see there's gearboxes and rear wing and suspension. But you can go into improved parts. Now, my two race mechanics, not only do they look after the drivers during the race, they look after the car out of the race. So what we can do is we can say, right, we want you to work on some bits. So we want you to work on some of these. So do we want to improve the performance of something or the reliability? And we can do both, but you need to sort your staff out on where you want them to go. So let's see, we want to do this front wing, don't we? So if I want to improve the performance of it, because there's no point in putting it on at the moment, it's slower than this one, so it's rubbish. So we can improve the performance by clicking that, which puts it into this queue. Now, as you can see, there are other slots down here. When you get your factory upgraded, you can unlock these slots. You can do more parts at once. Now, what that's done is it's popped this in here, and it's saying that you will have this at 100% of its potential, 436 there, 20 days after the next race. Okay, which is fine. Now I can allocate my staff, so I can change where these people are. So I can do like 50-50 on these, and it just pushes that back. These parts here will actually be ready before the next race. Now this is the reliability side of it. So what we're doing is we're actually making this gearbox here, which is at its full potential, we're going to make it 100% reliable, which isn't strictly true. There's a little red bit at the end there, so if it wears down and wears down and wears down, it goes into the red, it will break. But it's almost there, it's almost at the top. Now this front wing as well, still pretty poor. We want to do that, we want to pop that in, so that'll get improved. Performance will get improved. Now it looks like we're not going to get on for the next race. It's going to take 34 days. I'm going to pop everybody on this here, get this fixed, because we want it fixed for the next race, and then maybe we can do something with that after. We can maybe hopefully put a load of staff on that one part and get that to a decent level. So I'm going to leave that like that. So what do we do next? Let's go to continue. Now this is just a timeline, and it just flicks past until it reaches something interesting. Now that might be an email off your staff, because your staff might say, oh, there's a problem with the brakes, we need to do something, do you want to spend more money on it? It might be that one of your drivers has got an interview, or maybe they want you to do an interview. There are other things happen as well, and you get emails about them. One of the other important things is you get to vote upon the year following. So you get to vote on whether you want to add or remove races. You get asked to do things like, oh, we want to change the point system, and it's like a big council joins up, and you go and vote, and the other team managers vote as well. So you can add or remove races, you can change the safety cars, all sorts of things. There's all sorts of things come up. In fact, I haven't seen the safety car one. I might have made that up, but there you go. So what it's done is it's flicked forward a few days, and the reason it's stopped is it's just before the next race. So we're here. This is where we're at now. Let's look at the calendar. This is our next race, Dubai, 1st of August. This is where we're going. So if I just take you back to this. So it's saying that we need to travel to Dubai, and in order to do that we need to pick all the bits that we're taking with us, and then we're going to do practice, qualifying, and then the race, and then that sponsorship deal ends. You can also see that there's an ERS, that's the European Racing Series, that's going on at Guildford. For those of you that don't know, that's near where modern day Silverstone is. So it's not called Silverstone, it's called Guildford. And they don't have a qualifying session. They start off in reverse grid. So let's see. Let's continue. Press continue, and it's now saying you're going to Dubai. We're flying out. What do we want to do? So I need to have a quick look at what's going on this side. So it's saying that practice is going to be clear, qualifying is going to be clear, the race is going to be clear. So I don't really want to be worrying too much about intermediates and wet tyres, but I'll come up to the tyres when we get to the circuit. These are things that are important when you're trying to improve your car, so you can find out for the next race what's going to be important, which parts of the car. So I've already looked at all that, and this is my past form. So I've been qualifying 8th, 3rd, so it looks like I'm getting up there. I'm improving a bit. I finished 18th, 15th, first. Now 18th she crashed, 15th somebody crashed into her, and she finished first. I think I can finish fairly high up. So how much do I want to go? Now remember, I said there were some sponsors that gave you money every race, and there were some sponsors that give you money for where you finish. However, it wasn't strictly true. These are my 3 sponsors that give me money for where I finish. So I have to choose one of them. I can't have all of them, or else I'd just tick these 2, and I would get money for finishing above 6th for both of them. So I need to pick one of them. So which do I pick? Now the first place here was pretty fluky, and I'm not sure that I can achieve that every race at the moment. We're still improving the car, and we're getting there, but I don't think we're quite at 2nd. I think we can get to 6th and finish 6th. So if we do that, we will get money for qualifying 6th or above and finishing the race 6th or above. I don't want to do 10th, it only gives you 400 grand, but 650,000, tick that please. Now it tells me that if I achieve that, I will get into the green, into the black really, but I will actually earn money from the race, which would be good. If I don't earn any money during the race, I will lose 321,000 for the race. Okay. Part fitting, I've already been through the cars, fitted the parts that I want. We've already had a look, and there is a better gearbox out there. It's on that car. There's a better front wing, but we're not putting that on because it's rubbish and it's not as quick as this one. It's also increased a little bit since the last time we looked at it, and that's because the days have whizzed past on the calendar. So the guys are working on it. It's getting better, but it's not quite as good as this one yet. It will be soon. Right, so let's carry on. Continue. All my parts are fitted. I'm all happy. We're going. Let's go. Now, qualifying and practice work slightly different. So we're going to do practice first. All practice is trying to learn about the car, about how to set the car up. Now the way we do that is we send the drivers out for a lap, and or 2 or 3, and then they come in and we make changes and see what's improved and what's not improved. The other thing is, as we're out on the track, we can get knowledge of the tyres, and we can get knowledge of how we're going to run in qualifying and practice. So if I leave somebody out in a qualifying mode, they will get information about qualifying, so that when it comes to actually qualifying, we'll do better. If we're out on soft tyres, and I keep somebody out on soft tyres for a long time, we get more knowledge about soft tyres, and then in the race we can get performance bonuses for using soft tyres. So let's just have a look at this. So this is saying the mechanic has recommended that we run the front wing, this is downforce based on 2 front wings, that we run it within this green area. Now this is where we're currently set. Okay, the handling he reckons put it in there, and the speed balance in there. So let's see. So this top section here is your downforce. This here, your gear ratios, is your speed balance, and then the other 3 are all to do with handling, although they do affect the other things a little bit. So everything sort of affects everything a little bit. So let's see. So I might just send Amy out with those settings. Okay, because I don't know where we need to be. I don't know whether we need to be down here or up here, or so I'm going to leave her on those. Now tyre choice, I want her on these. No, we're going to put her on the. Ooh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put her on yellows. We're gonna get knowledge of the yellows, please. Now it's going to ask me about Shen, so I'll do the same with Shen. Now her mechanic has given her some recommendations, and in fact the speed balance on Amy's said anywhere down here, didn't it? So it looks like the speed balance area is going to be around this spot here. But again, I'll leave it like that, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to put her on the yellows as well. Let's go. Oh, the other thing as well, which you may have noticed there, the minimap, it shows the circuit that we're on, but there's also other lines on it. This is one of the things that can change every year, so the actual circuits change shape every year, which is interesting. And there's even an oval, which I've not actually used it as an oval yet, but I've been on it as a road circuit. So let's go. This is practice. Let's get going. You can get an instant result if you don't want to do it, but let's do it. I'm just on a cup of Darjeeling. Right, so times are ticking. Let's get going. We're going to send Amy out. So Amy, it's now saying, what do you want to do with the car? Do you want to change anything? No, I don't. What stints do we want to do? Now I want to get information about the race trim. Okay, I don't want to learn about qualifying. For me, the race is more important, and if I have an average qualifying, I can pick that up in the race. But let's just get the race trim done. I'm going to learn about the yellow tyres. I'm going to learn about race trim. I'm just going to send her out for 4 laps. She won't do those. I'll bring her in before then. So we're going on the yellows. It's going to take 10 seconds for us to just change the car, but then she'll go and she'll be off. Let's send Shen out as well. So Shen, now time actually stops while you're in this bit, so I can spend as much time as I want here. So let's see what we're doing now. We're not changing the car. We're going to send her out on. Let's send her out in qualifying trim. I'll show you what's going on, and we'll send her out for 3 laps. Okay, we're going to send her out on the yellows again because I want to get info about those tyres. Now let's just pause it. Right. Now the reason I paused it is I want to take you briefly through this screen, but I want to show you this bit here. So these, I was saying, you get knowledge about the different bits of the car or the qualifying or the tyres, and this is where you're up to on each one. So we're at level 1 on everything, or we're at level 0 on everything. We don't know how well each tyre is going to go and things like that. But what happens is, because I've sent both cars out on the soft tyres, this bar will increase until it gets to here, and then you'll have achieved level 1. That will give you a 5% bonus any time that you use soft tyres after that point. If you get all the way up there again and it clicks to a number 2, then you get 10% bonus every time you use soft tyres. Now, I could have used the super softs, but I haven't. I've used the softs on both cars. If it was raining, we've got intermediates or wets. So this is for if it's like lightly raining, and that's if it's soaking. And then we can learn about either qualifying or race trim. Now, what I've done is I've sent one of my drivers out in race trim and one out in qualifying, so that I will get info about all these. And you can see these three things at the top. So we should get soft tyres, which is here. We've got race trim and qualifying trim, and you will see these bars increase. Now, we don't get an awful lot of time here, and my main priority is getting the cars sent out. If I left the cars out pounding round and round and round and round and round, then these bars would increase faster, but I wouldn't learn about the setup of the car, which is the thing that's the most important for me, because that'll help us in the race later on. So let's move on to the other things. So it tells us about the weather, and it gives us a little view, 4 or 5 laps of what it's going to do. If you improve your HQ, you can get a better view forward. It tells us how much water's on the track. There's none really. There's a tiny little blue line at the bottom of the graph there. And track grip is going to go up for the next 4 or 5 laps, it shows there. So those are all quite interesting when you're doing your pit stops, deciding which tyres to put on. This shows you the position of the drivers. It isn't important during practice at all, but you will see that we will drop right down to the bottom because we're not doing fast times. These bits are quite important here, and I'll take you through those as the game's running. So let's follow Amy. Amy's my best driver. I want to concentrate on her. I want Shen to just do those 3 laps in qualifying trim, and then she'll come in on her own. Amy over here, I'm going to be managing as we go around. So it shows you where she is. Not important during practice, will be important during the race. And this is the setup knowledge of the car. So how well she knows the car, whether it's understeering, oversteering, whether it's going too quick, whether the gears need adjusting. This is here. She will also tell you, you'll get messages above here saying, oh, the trim's wrong, the gears are wrong, or whatever, and we'll bring her in and change things. Now, as it is, she's going to come back to the pits anyway this time, because I want to bring her in, because I want to see what she's learned. So I'm going to press bring in, because we're coming up to the pits now, and she will tell us what's changed. So she's coming in the pits, and when she's in the pits, I need to press the button, and it will now tell you she's gained a little bit of knowledge. Now, the car is set up to 88% of its ability. Okay, she's saying that this is good, this is good, this is great. Now we want better than great, we want outstanding. So I reckon the speed balance actually needs to come down a bit, which is that way. So I'm only going to move it a little bit. Now the handling and downforce are not great. I'm going to change the downforce a little. So let's move that down. Now you'll notice that the speed balance is also moving. I might just pop that back up. So there you go. So the downforce has come down, the speed balance has come down, the handling's moved on its own as well. Now I can change the handling by doing this, but it moves like the speed balance and other things. So I'll leave it as it is, because I want to concentrate on this really, if I can, and we want to get better than 88. We want to get it outstanding. So she's now saying, what do you want me to do? Well, I want you to carry on in race trim. We've already got some information on race trim, and she's probably only going to do 1 lap again. Keep her on the same tyres, wear these down, and we'll have plenty more left for the race later on. So off she goes. So we've got some knowledge of the car. We'll send her out, and she'll go and do another lap. So what else have we got down here? So the really important things are these 3 things here. We've got the strategy. The tyre wear is the yellow one with the gap in it. This is how hot the tyre is, whether it's too hot or too cold, and there's a little white line showing you where we're at, and how much fuel we've got on board. Now they're all very important, all the way through practice, qualifying and the race. So if I click on strategy, we can change. Well, can I show you while it's paused? I can show you while it's paused. I can change everything on here. So I can change what I want Amy to do. Do I want her to attack, or do I want her to go really slow that it backs up the cars behind? At the moment she's set on neutral. Now what do I want to do with the engine? I can turn the engine up, or I can turn the engine down. Now it saves fuel if you turn it down, and it burns fuel really quickly if you turn it up. So in theory I could put a low amount of fuel on and then turn it right down, and she'll be going fairly quick because she's got a little fuel on, and we're trying to conserve it, so she might be able to go a long distance. We could whack a load of fuel in, put her on overtake, but it pushes its engines to the limits as well. So, you know, we will spend most of the race on overtake, and the odd bit on high or medium, but it'll mainly be on overtake. When you're driving, your style really depends on your tyre. If you look at Shen Qi, she's only done 1.5 laps. She's in the middle of her second lap. You can see the white line's just gone up a little bit. So her tyres are starting to overheat. It'll mean that the tyre wear goes down a lot quickly. She's got 89% left on this tyre, but it'll go down a lot quickly. You can use up to about here, this sort of area. So you can use about 60% of the tyre. So when it gets down to about 30, you need to be changing. The driver will start complaining anyway. You need to keep an eye on your fuel. If you run out of fuel, you don't actually stop. You crawl back to the pits, but it's a really slow crawl. Everything will come past you. But for qualifying, this doesn't really matter. For practice and qualifying, we don't really worry about this. It sets the fuel for you. It's important during the race. So let's carry on with this. While I'm practicing, I'm not bothered about changing the strategy. It doesn't do anything for practice. It may go faster, and if you want to set a time, then great, set a time, but I'm not that interested in setting times during practice. So she's done another lap. Amy, gonna bring her in again. It should tell us what's happened. So if we click on send out, it should tell us what knowledge she's got, and she's actually saying we're now at 83%. It's gone worse. Whatever you've done, that's pants. Now unfortunately there's no comparison tool. I can't sort of check where I was. I can hover over these and see where they moved, but it doesn't do it's not helpful. It's not that great. That's one of the minus points for it. I can actually click on them, so it shows where I was and where I am now, but it shows what settings I had. So I don't know, has that improved or is not improved? I don't know. I can't tell. So we'll go on here. No, these two haven't, but this has gone worse. So let's change the speed balance back up a bit. Alright, speed balance is coming back up. Downforce I'm going to keep going down with. Alright, we're going to keep going down with the downforce. Speed balance we wanted up, didn't we? I'm going to pop the handling down here somewhere. Right, so I've changed it again. Let's send her out. She's going to just do more on the race tyre. We're going to leave it like that. I might send her out for a couple of laps. She'll get more information. And there's a little grey line here. I don't know if you can see it. When she gets there, she reaches a sort of milestone in her knowledge of the car. So let's see what's happening with Shen. She's done a few laps now. She's saying the downforce feels bang on. Nice job. Great, thanks Shen. So what I'll do is I'm going to bring her in. She's done a couple of laps, so she's doing fabulous. Let's send Shen out again. So it's saying, what have we learned? So she reckons we're at 85. The handling, she says, is great. So I'm just going to concentrate on the handling. I'm not going to bother with the other two so much. Let's just knock those down a bit. So the downforce has gone down a bit. Knock the handling up a little, just to see what happens. Leave the speed balance to let it sort itself out. We're on qualifying trim. We're going to leave her on the same tyre, send her out, off she goes. So Amy again. Amy's out on her out lap. See, times are ticking. We've used about a third of the time already. You really need to be on this. You need to be on it and getting the cars in and out of the pits, changing them. But you know, you want to leave them out as long as possible as well, because you want to get this knowledge up. I was too late to bring her in then. She'll come in next lap. I'll bring her in next lap. I could call her in now, but I think she goes a bit slower around the lap, so let's just leave it like that. She's saying the downforce is feeling a bit off. Pads. So Shen will be next round, won't she? We can bring Shen in this time. There we go, soft tyre knowledge. So I brought both cars in. Soft tyre knowledge has gone to level 1. There we go. So that means that we've got a bonus. Look at that, we've got an excellent downforce. So let's see what we do with this. So Shen is now saying downforce, bang on. And that's as good as you can get, guys. That is where you want to be. Excellent. Okay. So before we had a grate on the handling, you see, in the middle there. Okay, and we actually went up. So we need to bring the handling back down. So let's bring the handling back down. Bring the handling back down to it was about there, wasn't it? And I'm gonna actually move the speed up a little because we didn't change the speed. Oh, we went down a little bit. We're gonna go up a little bit. So the downforce is important. Once you've made changes, just make sure that whatever was on excellent is still on excellent. Make sure it's not moved at all. So I've come down on the handling, we've gone up on the speed balance, we're going to send her out again. We still need qualifying trim knowledge, so we're going to do that. But we're going to change the tyres now. We're going to go on the super soft because we've already got knowledge about the soft. We're going to send her out on these. Now Amy's going to come in as well. But here she comes down the pit lane. They're just changing Shen's car, they run into each other and there's a massive accident. Amy's not doing well. Amy's not doing well at all. We've gone worse from where we set off. But now we've got 2 that are on great. Okay? Handling and speed balance. So let's just change one of them. In fact, that downforce is bugging me. Do I need to go up on the downforce? Do I need to go this way on the downforce? I want them equal. Let's have them equal. Let's go. About the same. Right, so downforce. Let's have the downforce. We've gone to the right now because before we weren't doing well, were we? Handling. I went down last time and it went to great, so it's gone down a little bit more. Speed balance. It's gone up a little bit. So basically, we've gone up a tiny bit, down quite a bit. Hopefully, this will be it. Again. Race trim sticking on. We're going to change tyres for you, send you out, off you go. Shen's just heading out. There's not long to go now, folks. We're halfway through practice. Sorry. You see that my drivers are both at the bottom. Shen's actually set a time of 1:33, which is rubbish compared to everyone else. But she was on the yellow tyres, and I didn't put her engine up or anything like that. You know, using this info, so you know she's not set a fast time, but that's fine. There's no point in setting fast times during practice. All it does is make news headlines. It doesn't actually do anything for you in the game. So let's bring Shen in. And where's Amy? She's coming down as well. I'm going to bring Amy in. Amy's struggling more than Shen. Where is Shen? So remember, we had the wings set up excellent, didn't we? So what did we change and how did we change it? So we're up in the 90s now. So we didn't change the downforce, but we've gone on to great with that handling. We haven't quite got this speed balance sorted here. So we need to go faster. And I think the handling needs to come down a bit. So I think handling down a bit, speed balance up a bit, make sure that's the same. Send her out, qualifying trim. Same tyre, leave her out on those. Amy's here now. Come on, Amy. Oh, it's getting there, look. It's getting there. 95%. Come on, we can do something with this now. Speed balance is there. We've got it bang on. Handling and downforce is what we need to work on. So I brought the handling up. And I sent the... Oh. I brought the downforce up and sent that down. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just carry on, just tweak it a little bit, and maybe just kind of knock that down a tiny amount. It's the downforce I'm concentrating on. I'm not bothered about the handling just yet. I want to get that downforce sorted. Now you'll notice that while I've been fiddling with these, the speed balance has come out. So I need to get that bang on again. Now you do this by adjusting these two middle ones. So this is for big changes to the car. If you look, it goes a big click like that, and these just adjust it a tiny amount. So that's bang on where it was before, and yet these have changed a tiny bit each way. That's all we need. Race trim. Out you go. Go. Now remember, we got the soft tyre, level 1. We're almost going to get the race performance and almost going to get qualifying. I need to make sure that we do actually get those. Or else I've wasted an opportunity. I could have put both cars out on maybe race performance, and we'd have definitely had that by now. Time's dropping down, and I'm aware that we're not doing so great. Okay, 93%. Downforce is bang on. Handling's not right. She needs to come back up on the handling. Speed balance has gone up a little bit more. Right, so let's, if I bring the handling back, can we pop the speed balance up a bit more? So these have both gone up a little bit. Stints. I'm going to put her on race trim. I want to get this race trim done. Definitely race trim. 4 laps. Keep it on the same tyre. I definitely want to get race trim absolutely nailed, and then we'll maybe go on to qualifying trim. She's saying the handling's spot on. We'll find out if it is, won't we? It's not. The handling isn't. The wings and the engine are fine. We've got 2 purples now, guys. 2 purples. However, we've gone from 95 to 93, but we've nailed these 2. So, what's happened in the middle? We need to bring that middle one back up, don't we? And it's this one here. So do I do it 2 clicks? Let's do it 2 clicks and then adjust this. So remember, these 2 need to be bang on where they were before, or else you'll lose that perfect setup on these 2. So the handling has come back up. These 2 are still on it. We're going to send her out. Race trim. Same tyre, leave right on the same tyre. Oh, come on, we need 3 purples on both cars. Come on, 3 purples. Now, the thing is, you can also carry on tweaking during qualifying. There we go, race trim level 1. Right, so we're going to pop them both onto qualifying trim when we bring them in this time. We haven't got long at all. You know, it's 1 minute 33 for a lap. We might be able to get 2 laps in each. She's loving the handling. Right, we're going to send her out in qualifying trim. So, where are we up to? 98%. Now what we did was we brought it up a tiny bit. We brought that handling up a tiny amount. We're going to do it again a little bit more. A little bit more. And now, again, just adjust the speed balance and whatnot so that it's one line, it's not blurred. There we go. Handling's come up a tiny bit more. We want her on qualifying trim. Okay, and we're going to send you out on the same tyres because it takes time to change them. And let's bring Amy in. Car going slowly there. Come on, Amy, we want qualifying trim sorting. Oh, look, she's almost there as well. She's almost there. Didn't we have a purple on that front wing? Oh, on the speed balance. Yeah, we did. So what happened? It's changed like by the smallest margin. Literally, that speed balance is out by that or something. Right, well, I'm going to just... I've just adjusted that slightly. Right, so we want everybody on qualifying. Stay on the same one. Off you go. This will probably be the last laps that we get. So certainly you will get another lap if I leave you out. You won't, will you? You're just leaving the pits. No way you can get around that quick. So this will be it. This will be the end of practice. She's got too high setup knowledge, and we've got super soft tyres knowledge unlocked. What about qualifying trim? I'm going to leave the driver out. I'm going to leave her out because we need to just get that qualifying trim. We haven't got long to go. Both drivers are on it. Come on, let's get that qualifying trim. Excellent. So there you go. We're not going to get any more knowledge for the race. So I brought Amy in so we could have a look. Look. 3 purples, guys, 3 purples. So Shen's still out. The flag's gone out anyway. The session's ended. Let's just whiz around. So the session stays running until all the cars have crossed the line. But she's coming in anyway. Oh, she's going back past. Okay. Just for a laugh. Last car's actually crossing the line now. So let's see. So that was good. So both at the bottom, but I expected that. I didn't even set a time with Amy. I'm not that bothered. It was all about get the car right. Now this is your message board. So these are like texts or tweets, and it's saying Predator Racing Group. That's us. That's us. We need a better driver than Shenki. Yeah, we know that. Wonder what the issue was for Predator Racing Group. They weren't at the races. I know, it's only practice. Pretty lame practice session from Predator Racing Group. Thank you. And looks like Zarate is driving well this weekend. No idea who they drive for, but there you go. I wonder if it can continue into the race. And they're from different people, these. So this is Gazzetta di Motore. So it sounds like an Italian motorsport magazine. Has been tweeting that. Some are from fans and things like that. Ooh, those are nice gold things. What those are? 5 gold rings. At the time of recording, actually, it's the 6th of December 2016. Yes, I'm recording this. Right, so, right. So, when we did our practice, we actually got some bonuses. So these are the bonuses that we've got, and I need to pick them now. So this is for qualifying. Okay, so we actually got bonuses for super soft tyres, qualifying and race. So we're actually going to run qualifying trim. We get a 5% bonus. Now if we're on intermediates, they wear more slowly. That's rubbish. It's only qualifying. These are super softs. We want super softs on, don't we, for qualifying? So let's do that. Okay, so we've picked those for Amy because there's no water on the track. It's going to be dry. It's going to be loads of grip. We're going to do the same here. So we want qualifying trim and super softs for Shen. And the car set up. Look, both on purple. Hey! So we've done well there. 3 purples, 98%. Beautiful, that. We're on a brand new set of red ones, super softs. Shen's on 9% and 8%. You never get to 100. Or I've never seen 100. I don't know whether you can get to 100. And again, we're on a new set. So we're ready to go. Okay, now, this is slightly different. Yes, I want to take qualifying. This is slightly different in that qualifying matters for my money. I need to qualify above that line there. I'll just send them out. It's important to get them out because time goes really fast in qualifying. Okay, I need to just get both cars out. Now, the difference with this is, and I'll show you as soon as McLeod gets out of the pits. So as soon as Amy's on the track, it'll show me a different view. Right, I need to get above this line here. See this red line? If I get above it, I get money bonuses. Remember at the start when it said there was 3 sponsors, and one said if you get above 10th, you get this amount of money. One said above 6th, and I picked the one above 6th. This is my line that says if you get above this, your sponsor will give you more money. I need to qualify one of my drivers above that line. And let's be honest, it's Amy, because Shen, she'll qualify 20th. She really isn't very good at all. So it's Amy. So I need to sort Amy out, and I need to make sure she's doing fine. Now, she's going to drive around the track fairly slowly, but she's going to be trying to warm up her brakes and her tyres. The brakes warm up very, very quickly, and they warm up as she hits sharp corners. But they warm up very quickly. The tyres warm up when she's going fast. Now, that doesn't matter whether she's going around a corner fast or down a straight fast. She can go around slow corners, they start to cool. Going fast down a straight, they will warm up slowly. Going fast around a fast corner, they will warm up fairly quickly. Okay. Now it's saying how much do you want her to go fast or slow. Now it's saying that if you want clear air, i.e. no cars in front of you, then you need to be in the blue. Alright. So currently it's set to blue. If I move this up, it'll go into yellow, green and red, something like that. But as it is, she's going blue. She's not warming anything up. Okay, let's get up here. So let's get tyres and brakes. You see the brakes, they shoot up when she hits the corners. Tyre temps are coming up slowly. And the idea is that we want them both in that green section. It's rock hard to do. So I need to concentrate. Let's get you up as well. Let's get you going. So you can see the brakes are overheating. That's just about right there. I'm just trying to tweak her a little bit. Try and get that tyre temp about right. Now the tyres are cooling too much. Yeah, I can't change it now. You see, she's near the end of the lap. I've messed that up. Tyres are too cold. So let's get this one sorted. Let's try and get you up a bit. Yeah, tyres are too cold. So there's nothing I can do. I can bring them in if I think that they're not going to do very good times. But let's just at least get a time on the board. We should have a chance to do maybe 2 laps. Certainly for Amy. Maybe not for Shen. Now, believe it or not, this is actually a fast lap. It doesn't look very quick, does it? Got a slower car in front. Now I don't expect her to be up on pole, I just want her in that top 6. Right. So she'll only do 1 lap and she'll come in on her own. She's gone second, but there's plenty of others to come yet. Now I can bring the driver in if I think that they're going slower. Now you can see my sponsor objective. I will get a bonus of 325. Yeah, she's qualified 6th and she's apologising for it. That will drop way down to 20th. See, McLeod's dropped out of the top 6 now. Amy, sorry. It's Amy McLeod, isn't it? Come on, Amy. Get your foot down. We want to send you out again. There we go. So she's in the pits. I want to send her straight out again. I'll put her on some fresh tyres. So send out. I'm not changing anything, although you can change things here, and it will tell you what changes you've made, the same way that you've had changes there. We want her on some brand new tyres. I'm going to send her out again. I'm going to concentrate a bit better this time. Try and get the tyres up to temp. So it's already on the yellow for me. Tyres coming up nice and slow. But they're coming up, that's good. Send the other driver out. New tyres please, send her straight out. Let's stick with Amy, I need to see what she's doing. She's there with the car. Car temp's okay. Now the tyres are overheating a little. No, overheating, cool them down, cool down, cool down, cool down. Got perfect tyres. Brakes are always rubbish. Let's cool you down a little bit. Again, perfect tyres, overheating on the brakes. Now I can see on here, see this little green thing, that tells me she's gone faster this lap than she did on her first flying lap. If it's white, it means she's gone slower than she did. So she's gone green, green. So it looks like this is going to be a faster lap. Whereas you can see from Shen, she's actually gone slower in the first section. If she goes white, white, I'll probably bring her in. There's no point in her using the tyres up. She might need them for the race. So Amy's gone 6th. It's not great. I could have done with her being higher than that. She's gone white, white here, you see. This is not good. I'm going to just bring her in anyway. She won't get another lap in. If I sent her out, she's only got a minute before the flag drops, so she won't get all the way around to start a flying lap. That's it for our qualifying. We just need to keep our fingers crossed that nobody beats Amy. But I think they will. I think people are now doing their second lap, and the same as me, you know, concentrate a bit more and they go a bit quicker on the second lap. There you go. Now, it doesn't stop when it gets to 0. Whoever's already on a flying lap gets to finish that lap. So even when it gets to 0, we're not, yeah, somebody's knocked us out of the top 10, so we've lost that money. But there you go. Alright, so the next thing is the race, but I'm going to put that in a separate video, just so that you don't have to sit through an hour and a half's worth of video or whatever it is, in order to see all the practice, the qualifying and the race. I don't know how long it takes to do the full lot. It's probably about an hour for everything just to do one race. So we're going to do the race just on its own in the next video. I will post it either the same day that this video goes up or the day after, so you know you're not going to be waiting for half a week before you see the next video. It'll be straight away. I don't intend doing a series on this yet. I do like the game and there's an awful lot to it. I am enjoying it, and I think that when you get to the Formula 1 section of it, there might be a little bit more to it, because there's things that I need to build in the HQ, like aerodynamics factories and things like that, so there might be a bit more to it than I've already shown you. But certainly when you get to the level that I'm at, which is just starting the Asian Pacific, you've seen everything that there is apart from the race, which will come in the next video, and hopefully we'll get Amy into the top 6 and we'll get some money for that. So I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Again, we're going to get slated, although good effort from Predator Racing Group. There you go. So yeah, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you liked the game. Like I said, I haven't got a plan to do a series on this, but if you want to see more of it, I can do maybe the odd one-off, or I can do a series for you. Just let me know what you want. I hope you enjoy the channel. I've been Back Blast. I'll see you next time.